Hello, Capricorn. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Cosmic Slumber Tarot by Tilly Walden. Website on the bottom is Liminal11. Feel free to freeze frame and check out that if you need to. It's liminal1111.com. Supportive Oracle Cards. You are Clairvoyant Oracle Cards by Belinda Grace. Illustrations by Elaine Marzin. Website on the back, rockpoolpublishing.com.au. A as an apple, U as an umbrella. What do we have for Capricorn? Okay. I was shuffling and two cards kept falling out. One was the Ten of Fire. The other was the Seven of Fire, I believe. And the Seven of Fire came out first card. The Ten of Fire fell out again, and I just left it. Okay. So, Ten of Fire fell out upside down. You've learned what you need to learn here. The Ten of Fire reversed. When I'm feeling it for you, the amount of success you're going to get here, you've gotten. You've learned what you're going to learn here. What else am I supposed to say? To me, it's kind of like, so say, like, it's reminding me of like in grade school, one of the ways they had us learn words is if we didn't spell them right, they'd make us write the same word 10 times. So it's kind of like you have words like independent, social, construction, stuff like that. You've written these words 10 times. You know how to spell it now. But it's kind of like you keep doing it. You keep writing the same words, independent, social, construction. You keep writing it down, and it's like you keep putting in the work, but you've already got what you're going to get out of this. You keep putting in the work, yeah, you've already gotten what you're going to get out of this. Like, I feel like you're repeating lessons. You're putting yourself through these lessons, but you've already gotten what you're going to get out of this. It's time to kind of change what's going on here. It's time to change. It's time to move on. The end is coming for whatever this situation is. Does this have to happen this way, or do you have some control over this? You got the... Okay, the Justice card is coming in with the Three of Swords. The Death card is coming at the end too, by the way. This is going to end. It could last... For some of you, this could last a few years. Not many, like 2 to 3. Which, I feel like it's like that's subjective, how you feel about that. Some of you, it's going to last like 2 to 3 weeks. So, the thing is, embracing it and starting to let go works to your benefit. I feel like this is one of those moments where you're never going to have this point where you want to. So, because I know there's one Capricorn I'm thinking of in my life, and they've said that. They don't do things until they want to, until they're ready. Which makes sense, and it's cool. But in this situation, whatever you're dealing with, that moment isn't going to happen. You're not going to have this moment where you're ready. You're kind of like, okay, I'll move on. That's not. It just seems like it's not going to happen. And I feel like you're normally used to, like, it'll just kind of hit me. I'll be ready. I'll just start letting go of it. I'll let the flow move me forward. That's not going to happen here. With the Wheel of Fortune here at the bottom, I feel like what it's saying is, like, you can start pushing yourself forward now, and you're going to have to push yourself out. Like, you're in a rut. You got to push yourself out. And it's more to your benefit now. You have more control, more choice, more direction. It goes the way you want if you force yourself out now. But, again, you're not going to want to, but if you force yourself out, once you do, you start getting used to it, and Capricorn reminds me of that person also, kind of like once you've decided, I'm going to do this, even if you don't want to do it, if you've made up your mind, like, I'm going to do it, then you will do it. It's better for you. If you don't, you're going to get pushed out. And Capricorn hates that. Y'all know you hate that. Somebody pushing you, that's never okay. And being forced out is going to make you angry. Having to deal with trying to fight back is going to make it more difficult because Capricorn doesn't put up with that. The wheel is going to turn because whatever's going on here, there's nothing more coming out of it for you, and it's going to change. The situation will change. Instead of ending up in a situation where you're kind of having to move, and you don't want to, and I know for some of you it could be 2 to 3 years before it has to. For some of you it's only 2 to 3 weeks is what I keep getting. I don't know. So it's like, I don't know. It's the Wheel of Fortune. It's kind of like it could be 2 to 3 weeks, could be 2 to 3 years. Not likely it's 2 to 3 years for many of you. I feel like the majority of you, it's probably like 2 to 3 months, which still isn't a long time in my opinion. The sooner you start pushing yourself out of this energy, the easier it's going to be for you. You don't want to. If this reading is hitting for you, you do not want to. You probably understand and get like, yeah, I know I've gotten pretty much what I'm going to get out of this, but I'm not ready to move on. I just don't feel like it right now. I just don't want to. You know. I've been talking to this. I just didn't pick up these cards. I don't want to. I don't want to. Eight of Swords is a lot of times the trap card, but sometimes it's the like I don't want to card. This is where I am. I know what's where I am. I know that I'm. Even though it's kind of like looking at those swords. Like some people look at it like I'm barred from moving forward. Other people look at it in the sense of like I'm protected from something else coming in. So it depends how you're feeling about it. This is how I see it anyway. It's kind of like, no, it's kind of protecting me. Maybe I can't get out, but nothing can get in. But it's kind of like, yeah, you can. You know you can move on in this. You know you can change it if you want to. You know you have more than enough strength to do what you want to do if you decide you're ready for it. The Ten of Wands, I showed that. But there's the choice with the Kuan Yin. The Kuan Yin, to me, is a very beautiful, like, we're trying to help you here. Things are changing, especially with the choice card. Kind of like you're needed other places. It's kind of like one of the reasons this is happening is because you're needed other places. You have more purpose than to just hang out here. You mean more than that. You're needed other places. Like you're going to make a difference somewhere else. You're important. You can't just sit here on the shelf. And it's almost like the universe is kind of looking at it that way, if I dare go there. Kind of like right now, Capricorn, you know this lesson. You know what's going on. You're very comfortable. I get that. But you're more important than this. We can't just let you sit on the shelf. You're too important to just sit on the shelf. We got to put you in play somewhere else because you're meant to make a purpose. You're meant to make a difference. So, you know, we'd like you to do it on your own, but if you don't, we're gonna take the nail out of the corner of that shelf, and the shelf's gonna fall, and you're gonna fall with it. So you're gonna move into play one way or another. One way or another. It's up to you. Like you can wait for the shelf to fall, and you can fall off it, or you can get off the shelf willingly. They're kind of saying it is temporarily your choice. You know how the universe goes. The universe does what the universe does. You know? Can we get a little clarity on that? This card coming up is neither good nor bad, in my opinion. It's just how it plays out for you. Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles, the Magician card, but they both come in like halfway in, halfway out. The Justice card. Sometimes justice plays out and we don't feel like it's fair, but it's about perception. Things are changing. With those two cards, with the dice backing up this card the way they are, however you start this situation, it will probably drag through for the duration. And I don't think this next phase is short. I think it's going to last a while. Whatever you're going into next, it's going to last a while. If you go into this kicking and screaming and reluctant, you're clearly not going to like that. That's not going to be fun. You probably won't like the situation you end up in for the duration, because it seems like the way you enter is the energy you stay in, and that's what it just feels like that the whole time. It's hard to change. If you go into it willingly, going towards it, making the best of it, kind of like, yep, I'm going to be here. Yep, it's time to do this. I don't want to do it. I need to do this. I am in control. If the energy is like, if I'm going to use the 1 to 10 scale, 1 being I hate this, 10 being I love this, if you're forced into it, it's like a 2 to 3, 2 to 3, 2 to 3, kind of like, If you willingly go into it, it's like a 6 to 7, 6 to 7, 6 to 7. I don't think it ever is going to hit a 10, but a 6 to 7 is a better experience than a 2 to 3. 5 would be the midway, right? So, you know what I mean? Maybe you like it more times than others. It's good. It's a little better than average. Okay. You know, it's a general read. Take it with a grain of salt. It's moving forward, that's the thing. Because they're saying, this situation is ending. A lot of possibilities come in with this when it ends. You just get better selection if you go willingly. It's kind of like if there's 10 people and there's a buffet and there's literally just enough food for 10 people on this buffet. If you're one of the first few people who goes, it may not be everything you want there, but at least you can choose. You have more of a choice about, okay, I'll take that. I like the beef. I like the broccoli. I'll get that, and that'll be for me. Versus kind of like, all right, I don't really like shrimp, but I need protein, so I'll take the shrimp. And for example, maybe you don't like mushrooms, and you're like, okay, so I have shrimp and mushrooms, which I don't really like this, but I need to eat, so, you know what I mean? I don't know, is that a good analogy? Hopefully the message is coming across. There's also, by the way, a lot of people in this next situation going in feeling strong and because you want to be there. I feel like if you go in that direction, it does seem to, like, color your mood and color how you connect to people. The connection with people starts off well and stays well. If you're, again, going in kicking and screaming, I feel like there's an adversity that never disappears, if that makes sense. It's kind of like when you first meet somebody, if everything seems cool and everything's good, doesn't mean you're going to be best friends with everybody, but it's like, okay, we can get along, it's fine. But if you come into the situation and people feel like you don't want to be there, and they feel dejected by you, some people, that first impression never leaves, and they just always will have adversity towards you. Does that make sense? I feel like you know what that means. I feel like you've experienced this. For those people this is going to hit with, I really feel like you've experienced that, where it's kind of like, if you start off and you're in a good mood, people are good, people are fine. Maybe not perfect, but they're fine. But if you start off and you're in a bad mood and you show up that first day in a bad mood, it really rubs some people the bad way, and they just never see you in a different light. That's the analogy, just in case I screwed it up. All right, so hopefully that puts you in a power position to do with it what you need to do to make your life more pleasurable for you. I mean, I try not to do sunshine rainbow readings in the sense of like everything's beautiful. No, it's going to be great. It could be good, but I feel like they're just trying to give you some context if this reading is hitting, to put you in a position to like make it better, more profitable for you. I'm going to stop talking about it. I'm going to let it go. Hopefully that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.